Okay, so it's second week of October and we're going to go out and pick some sloes today. Now, I apologise in advance if the video quality on this video is at all substandard. I'm filming this on my Elephone A8, which I've got in test for a week, and it wouldn't be a fair test of this phone if I didn't try to use it for the same sorts of purposes that I use my regular phone. So here we go, let's go pick some sloes. We haven't had the first frost yet, so it's not officially the right time to pick sloes, but I fear if I leave it any longer they're going to have all fallen off the trees. Okay, so it looks like I may have left it too late for this spot. They're all shriveled up, they're all finished, which is most unusual because we haven't had the first frost yet. It is October, but the sloes in this particular area here are finished, so I'm going to have to search somewhere else. Fortunately, there is a fair bit of local variability that you get with this plant, so hopefully we'll find some somewhere else. So, same field, just a different little corner of the same field, and here we've got some sloes that are still worth picking. There are still quite a few shriveled up and mouldy ones on this plant, but I think we've probably got enough here to pick to make our Sloe Gin. They're quite large ones, in fact. This is possibly a Bullace plum rather than a sloe, but it's the same difference. This is, yes, a slightly less thorny plant, so I suspect this is actually a Bullace plum or a wild damson, but for our purposes, same thing. So we'll pick a bag of these, and they are just at the peak of ripeness because they're starting to wrinkle, but they're still sound and usable. It's worth looking right inside the bushes here, because this is what you find with sloes, is if you just look on the outside you will miss very productive plants, but this one got big clusters of fruits inside here, so that's going to do us, I think. Okay, so we just about managed to get enough sloes for probably 2 bottles of Sloe Gin. As I say, I think actually what we picked here are either sloe plum crosses or Bullace plums or wild damsons or something like that, but functionally the same thing. They were from a little thorny plum tree, and I think they're just going to be fine. So those 2 little bags of sloes are going to go straight in the freezer, right there, and we'll freeze them for a couple of days. We're simulating the effect of frost, and then we'll make Sloe Gin. Right, so let's start making our Sloe Gin. So I've got the sloes here, these have been thawed out now, and I'm just going to take, I've got a 2 litre kilner jar here, and I've got my 2 litres of gin. Now we won't get everything in this jar, so I suspect we'll get all of these sloes, which is about 500 grams, plus 250 grams of white sugar, and probably 1.5 bottles of that gin in there. We'll make an extraction of the sloes, and then I'll blend it back in with the remaining gin, so we make 2 bottles in the end. So first thing to do is just to pull off the little stalks. It's not very important, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just going to pull off those stalks and then make sure I discard any damaged or rotten sloes, and then we'll get them all into that jar. And they have been quite a bit softened by the freezing process, but that's good because that will help them to release their flavour and their juice. Yeah, you can see there. See that one split open already, and look, it's staining my fingers red, which is what we want, like that colour and flavour to come out into the gin. Okay, so that's my 500 grams of sloes. Now I'm going to add my 250 grams of white sugar, and then top off with as much gin as will go into this 2 litre jar. Yeah, I think it's going to be about 1.5 of these bottles of gin. Now I'm just using, really you can use any old gin for this because the sloes are quite strongly flavoured, so the original flavour of the gin is going to be quite significantly masked by the sloes themselves. you know what? I think that might all fit in there. There we go. Yeah, actually that was fine. So there we go. That's my two 70 centilitre bottles of gin in there. There are 500 grams of Sloes and 250 grams of white sugar. So now we're going to clamp that down nice and tight and then give it a little shake. And then what we'll need to do is every hour or two for the first day, and then every day for the first week, and then every week for the first couple of months, we'll just tip that over and give it a shake just to agitate it so that the sugar dissolves and so that the fruit starts to release its juices. The other thing to say is that I won't be throwing these bottles away, because when this is infused I will decant it back into these gin bottles. So just to show you what's going on, this is the next day. It's about 12 hours since we started this off, and you can see that the colour is starting to come out of the Sloes. The sugar has almost gone now. I'm trying to resist shaking it too much. We really just should invert it every now and again and then leave it. So we'll keep on doing that every day now until all of the colour and flavour of those Sloes has infused out into the gin. So we're going to leave it there. This takes months to make. Well, this takes more than a month to make, so I'm not going to make you wait for this video, but maybe in a random video near Christmas time we'll have a little taste of this. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.